Hi everyone, good evening. It's 10 p.m. Thank you for logging in for our weekly Monday team call. I'm Janice, your host for today. So thank you everyone for being on time. We'll have people logging in from all over the world right now. So just to go through a little bit of housekeeping, every Monday night at 10, SG Singapore timing, we'll be having our team call with 30 minutes of social proof. The resources website that you can actually log into, it's actually onebigteaminternational.com. When a new member joins us, please remember to add them into the respective Facebook group, the closed group. Yeah, so it's okay. The other thing is you can also subscribe to the One Big Team TV YouTube channel. And for all new members that join us, please go and download the Dream Trip app. It is like the most happening and our favorite app of all times. Okay, you can get it on the App Store as well as on Android. Yeah. Okay, next up, once you have downloaded the Dream Trip app, what do? Of course, go serve for your welcome Dream Trip. Within 90 days as a new member, you'll be entitled to go for your welcome Dream Trip, yeah? Okay? And all the calls and webinars that we are doing will actually be recorded and archived into the onebigteaminternational.com website. Usually give us a turnaround time of about 1 to 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, you actually have the latest. Okay? So today we are very, very, very honored. Today we are very, very honored to have our guest speaker all the way from Australia. Okay, he used to be a CEO in the health and wellness business, a very high level coach, and he has been traveling all over the world. This guy, when I invited him to be our guest speaker for Team Call, he was actually on holiday, right? He was actually on a 1 month holiday in Greece. So without further ado, let us welcome Jordan.
Hi, Janice. How are you?
I'm good. What about yourself?
Great, thank you. Look, thanks for the opportunity to speak to your team tonight. I'm very honored to be able to do this.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for staying awake and coming online for all of us here. Okay, so to get things started, can I just check, how long have you been in WorldVentures?
I've been in WorldVentures now for 15 months. And it's been quite a journey so far. So yeah, 15 months this month.
Oh, okay. So happy 15th anniversary. So who sponsored you and why did you join WorldVentures?
Okay, so a marketing director, his name is Travis Bell. Trav is actually personally sponsored by James and Eric Allen.
Oh.
So it's amazing that we had that support when we started here in Australia. And yeah, Trav basically showed me WorldVentures over coffee. And to be honest, it was, I don't even think he knew what he was talking about, and either did I, but we saw how powerful it was. And I was one of the very few people that decided to join on the very first time I was exposed to the business. So I joined on the very first day.
So very quick and decisive decision you made.
It was.
Yes. So can I just check, what did you do to get your 4 and how long did it take you?
That's a really good question because, to be honest, for about the first 3 months of my business, I actually didn't know what I'd enroll for. So I was shown the presentation, I decided to enroll, and about 3 months later, after I went to one of the trainings, I realized how powerful it was. And after that, I really decided to do WorldVentures. So to get my 4, I pretty much was, I used 2-on-1s. And in fact, my first enrollment, I was actually sitting in the dentist chair completely out. And my Trav actually helped enroll my very first personal, and he's still with us today. He's doing really well. He's been on some dream trips. He works the business. So I'm very grateful that he was the first person that saw the vision. And then after that, I started to enroll my family. My brother is almost a director. My mom and dad are both senior reps.
Wow.
So helping with them, then traveling and having some fun with it as well. So they were my first 4 people to waive my monthly fees.
One good friend and the entire family.
That's it.
Yes. So at what point do you realize that this would be it? WorldVentures would be it for you, giving it your all?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I mean, before joining WorldVentures, in my own right, I was actually very successful. I was earning good money. I was just working, ridiculous hours, about 80 hours per week. And, if nothing changed, obviously nothing was going to change. So I made a conscious effort to look into WorldVentures, look into the business and how powerful it was. And that for me allowed me to make a decision that I was going to really decide to do WorldVentures as, one of my full-time incomes to allow me to, really be able to do this in a full-time way, I guess. And I mean in a full-time way of, maybe 15 to 20 hours a week, not 80 hours a week in my own company. So that's where I really decided to do that. And from there, I haven't looked back since.
So nothing changes if nothing changes, yeah? So what makes WorldVentures so special for you?
Well, I love that question because we get it a lot when we're sitting down with people. And I guess for me, I haven't actually come across a platform that allows us to live the lifestyle that we're able to do for something that's just, a few $100s that allows us to do this. So I haven't come across something that, one, you're around the most amazing people. Two, you're able to go and see the world and start ticking things off and having amazing experiences. And three, ultimately have an online platform that allows you to get paid just by sharing this around the world. So I haven't seen it before. So that's what I guess is really special. But something that is really close to my heart is I get to do this entire business with my mom, my dad, and my three brothers. So we do it as a complete family. We're all building together, and it's pretty special. It's brought our family together closer than ever before, which is very, very cool.
So other than like traveling together, now you get to work on the same dreams, doing the same platform. So the family is more knitted and bonded together, yeah?
It is.
Yes. Okay. So what kind of people do you enjoy working most with?
That's a really good question. I guess, it comes back to everything, right? The ones that are very coachable and, you don't have to coach the best people because they just coach themselves. But, there are kind of people that you can push each other. I mean, I've had people that I've enrolled into the business who just push me to be better and better every day. I'm always doing some sort of personal development, obviously never miss a training event. So they're the kind of people that I look for to help us become the best version of ourselves. So I look for reps that are very coachable, that are very hungry, willing to change, not necessarily willing to put in 20 hours a week, but just a couple of really good hours a week to really develop themselves so that they can get better and really start to build their WorldVentures business as well. So I guess it comes down to duplication, but I really look for the ones that are coachable, hungry, and sort of have a similar drive to what I have. Doesn't always happen at the start, but they find it eventually once they go to some of the training events and be around some of our travel parties as well. So I really look for that inside the organization.
So getting them to stay close to the campfire, it's one way that we get them plugged into the system, right?
Exactly. So actually, my house in Melbourne is called Dream Troops Headquarters. We have nightly travel parties here where a lot of teams come down and hang out. I live right in the middle of Melbourne, so we're right in the center. So it's a great way for us to hang out together, go through a travel party together, practice and learn together. So that's something that we really pride ourselves on to allow us to create a really strong team bond.
Working and building with your family together with the extended family, yeah? Yep. So what's your ideal rep profile?
Well, I look for people who are time poor. I say this all the time. I'm looking always to recruit up. I'm not scared to go after high-end professionals because for them, time is the most value. They already have a circle of influence. So if we can, share the information the right way and allow them to see the vision, and they see that we have the knowledge, they've got the contacts. So what we do is we utilize our time to be able to work through that contacts. So we've enrolled some pretty cool business guys who are very successful in their fields, but again, they have no time. So we help them build that to allow them to get some more time back. So that's what I'm looking for. I guess I'm looking for also people that are really willing to change their situation and be able to help others, at least go and experience some stuff around the world too. When we sit down and have a presentation with someone and they say it's not for me, but they really like the business, I said, well, hey, why don't you look at something bigger? And do you think that you would be able to inspire 20 or 30 people to really go and start ticking stuff off their list, have some more experiences? And that changes their whole perception of if they want to enroll in the business and become a rep and really market the dream trips.
Asking them if they think that they can inspire 20 to 30 people to change their lives. Okay, that's something new that I learned. Okay, and why do you think people follow you?
No, that's actually a really good question. I guess, leaders learning a lot from, I have to pay a lot of credit to James Lee and Eric Allen for mentoring us. I guess, they're obviously very successful in their right. So, I've always had this model that just model what successful people do and just follow what they do over and over and over until it eventually happens for you. So, from the start, it was always enroll 30 personals and never stop enrolling personals. A good leader will create spillover and, followers will wait for spillover. So, that's what keeps me up at night, I guess, is, trying to create spillover for the entire team. I'm not scared to keep enrolling personals. Obviously, never, ever miss a training event because, none of the top leaders ever miss a training event. So why would we, if we were to aspire to be able to do what they're doing? Obviously, developing ourselves every single day, whether you're reading a book every day or listening to some sort of audio. I think the Advantage program is absolutely phenomenal. It allows us to be plugged in every single day outside of our training events and always be there for that team. I mean, this is like any other company. If you're there and you're able to, answer your calls and send the text back and reply to messages, all the time that you're able to commit to the business, I think that makes a really big difference because people just want to be connected. So, we make a conscious effort. I'm not scared to give up my nights to be able to build this because as Marcus has said, the times you really build this are Monday to Thursdays between 5 and 10 p.m. and all day Saturdays. So they're the times that I give up that allows us to really build this. And, we just follow, again, what successful people do. And leaders create other leaders, and it's starting to really appear into our organization now in just a really short time that we've been involved.
That should be one of the biggest satisfaction, right? Yes, to have leaders coming up from your team. So can I just ask a question if you don't mind? How many personals have you enrolled to date?
Okay, so I've actually enrolled 66 personals since I've started. Not all of those are reps. Okay, there's a lot of just members only. So I've got a really good mix of reps that are members as well, and obviously just some members only. So yeah, we've gone pretty hard on that and really tried to get some people to see the vision like we have, and it's working really well.
Yes, the other thing we were talking about was plugging into Advantage. So just a little heads up for the members that are listening in, you can actually subscribe to Advantage in your back office, and then you get 24/7 learning with all the top leaders around the world, because Advantage will consist of all the past training that has actually been directed by Mark Asada and taught by Mark Asada. So you can actually have access to all these trainings anytime, anywhere, 24/7. Okay, so if you want to know how to subscribe to Advantage, please go and check with your leader. Yep. So Jordan, can I also check what makes a good leader?
Well, again, it comes back to obviously doing the basic stuff right, and that's obviously communicating really well with the team, addressing issues that arise, because like any company, things are going to happen. So you need to step up and really take ownership. And again, everyone's business center is their own business center, but a lot of people need guidance to what they want to do. So just, keeping it very professional, hold a high level of integrity, because, we want to create this around the whole world. So, when you're looking at that, again, the training systems, I talk about it so much. Like, I've done a lot of personal development, even outside of WorldVentures. And to be honest, I haven't come across a training system like this that allows us for, a few $100s every time to have access to amazing world-class trainers that have actually been and done what we've done. So that's something that I love about WorldVentures. The training system is being with trainers who have actually been, a 0-0 and really built it from the start as well, which is what I love. So the training and obviously developing their mindset every single day.
Yes, that's very, very different from the usual corporate world, whereby we have trainers train us on things that they may not even have gone through themselves. Whereas in WorldVentures, we actually learn from the top leaders that actually started from zero, left zero, right, just like all of us, yeah? Okay, so can I check, what are some of the funniest or unique situations that you have encountered during which you share WorldVentures?
I've had numerous ones, but I guess one of the funniest ones that I have had is sitting down with someone, with one of our reps who's just hit director actually a couple of days ago. So we were sitting together and basically taking someone through a presentation, and pretty much they didn't see the vision. They were very negative. They completely cut us off. So what we did is we actually just closed the laptop and started to walk out. And they actually followed us, started apologizing, ended up enrolling anyway because they felt sorry for us. But we said, look, it's okay. We don't, it's okay. We're not offended. But they're like, no, no. I didn't realize how serious you guys were with this. So we end up sitting down, enrolling them. So it went from a completely negative person to doing a backflip and end up enrolling as a rep and a platinum member too. And now booking their first dream trip as well.
All right.
So there's been those. We've had, events where we've literally had, travel parties with, 30, 40, 50, 60 seats and no one turn up. So we go through all that stuff too. That's just all part of the game. So yeah, I guess, those kind of funny things are happening all the time. You're always looking, is the guest going to come? Is anyone going to come? So, all these things are part of your journey as well. And you just learn from it every single time.
Yes, we just got to grind through that, right? Because one day we'll find another James Lee. Yes. So what was your easiest sign up and why did the person sign up?
Oh, well, actually, one of the easiest sign-ups was my brother Elliot, who's now on a 3-month vacation through Europe and building. So he was actually over in Greece when I was on the dream trip as well. He did a dream trip in Croatia. He's about to go to Journey in a couple of weeks in Croatia. But he was probably the easiest because, he comes straight out of the military and saw a big vision for himself and something that, again, the personal development that he saw inside the training system, obviously the dream trips and a way to have an online travel business he just ticked all his boxes. So he saw that vision straight away, ended up enrolling in, and he's about 5 short from director right now, which is very cool. He's 26 years old and really actively doing the business as well, which is cool. He's only been in for about 9 months now.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's doing very well.
Okay, cool. So you have a whole family of ranks that everybody's climbing together, yeah? Okay, so if you have made one biggest mistake, what was that and how could we have avoided it?
Yeah, really good question. I think, like everyone, a big mistake that most people have is, what WorldVentures and Dream Trips, it really is a gift to really change someone's life. And I didn't see that at the start. It took me, a good couple of months to realize that it wasn't just, trying to sell anything to our friends. It was really an opportunity for them to, if they want to be able to do the rep, be really something that they can build for a couple of hours a week to allow them to earn an extra, maybe $300 to $900 extra per month, as a minimum for really training themselves up. But obviously with the membership, allow them to go and tick stuff off their list a hell of a lot faster, experience some dream trips, be around the amazing culture. So my mistake at the start was I just didn't show people fast enough. You know, we had Max Tay on the call the other night on our team call, and you know, he was promoting the regionals for us, which is coming up here in Melbourne. And you know, he's like, you know, SMPF, like show more people faster. So I guess, you know, I was a victim of that. I just didn't do that at the start, and now I just can't show people quick enough. You know, I'm less like, all right, cool. Everyone's like, okay, next week. I'm like, no, let's do tomorrow or the next day. Like next week is too far away. So I have that mentality with showing people faster, zero emotional attachment, and just letting them see the information. If they get it, cool. If they don't, at least they know what I'm doing then, and we can always follow up and just working through. So constantly just going through that list faster than ever before was something that I didn't do at the start. But something that I do now is I rewrite at least 50 names every single month, and I go through those as fast as I can in that first week to do that. So they may have seen the information, but I keep them updated on all the new updates with the app, Dream Trips Local, the things that are coming out to really, you know, show them this is just developing more and more every single month.
So even for people that you have shown before, but they said no, so you still follow up and give them the updated information.
Yeah, so I guess I look at no's as not a no, or it's just maybe a not right now. So I actually ask them permission all the time. Do you mind if I keep you updated on all the updates that are happening? Maybe go on and like the Dream Trips page, the WorldVentures page, and keep up to date with all the new information. And that way then they stay connected, even if it's not a right now. And then I just ask permission. Do you mind if I follow you up every single month and just keep you updated to see where it's at? Because, you know, a lot can change in a month, a lot can change in 6 months, and a lot can change in a year. So again, it's not always the right time for people, but we're constantly just following people up all the time. And that's, again, building rapport, building relationships. And that for us works really well because not a lot of people join on the first time. Some people join the second time, and a lot of people, what we're finding, are joining on that third exposure, whether it's been a travel party, webinar, they've just seen the banner on social media, whatever it is, to help them make that decision to get started and get enrolled.
Okay, so follow up once in a while. Yes. So the other thing is a lot of reps actually go through frustration when we have sponsored people, but these people do not move. So what is the one piece of advice that you can give to us?
A really, really good question. I think, you know, if someone really wants to build the business, then help that person, you know, at least get one person, because the power of that one person to allow them to score shows them that it works. And it's going to really build their confidence. So, you know, if that happens and they're there, like obviously the frustrations can be brought out by getting them enrolled for the RTEs or the big events, because then it takes the pressure off you. So frustrations with, I guess, you know, you can't really push people to take action. You don't want to be able to push people to take action, but what you can do is create spillover for that person. Show them that, hey, that this thing's working. Just congratulate them every time someone's enrolled into their team. Because, again, a good leader will create spillover and the followers will just wait for spillover. But if they're constantly seeing that there's people inside their team, that's one of the really strong motivations that allows them to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to start working this. I'm going to start adding to those people. I'm going to start building my other team. I want to start making some money, doing some cycles, whatever their, you know, driving factor is, that's what's going to help. But we have it all the time. You know, not all of the people that I've personally enrolled are working the business, you know, but I know that they're sitting there. They won't quit because, you know, just inside of them, it's going to really hurt if they decide to do that. Because I just explained to them that it just may not be the right time for you right now, but just don't lose that spot, because, you know, that's something that can build, you know, for generations to come. So keep that spot, and just when you're ready, let's do it. Let's go to the trainings. Let's learn. But frustrations happen through everyone. Plateau that you mentioned,
Yes.
guys. Plateau is a mindset thing. Okay, we all go through it. So really develop your mindset. Even in the times that you go through, the highs and lows, you've got to be excited every single day, even in a plateau. Personally, I went through 96 people that said no to me in a row. And, I was just as excited from that person that I showed in the first 96 as the 97th person that I enrolled into the thing. And again, that was just mindset to go, you know what? I've got to be excited every time, because no one's going to buy from us if we're not excited about anything. So again, the 96 people didn't see the vision. I think there's like 33 of those people have now enrolled into the business.
All right.
Right then, it just wasn't that time for them to be able to, make a decision right there. So that for me is a really, really big one that we work on, because we all go through plateaus, we all go through frustrations, but just build your mindset. When you're up, talk to your downline, and when you're down, just talk to your upline. It's as simple as that. Just start communicating with your team. Who can you help? Who can you talk to other people. Like I get a lot of help from Michael Sloggett. You get a lot of help from, some of the other leaders around the world, which, that's one of the things that I love about WorldVentures is there's just an unlimited support of people around the world that can help us regardless if they're in our team or not.
Yes, that's the one big team spirit, yeah? And our ventures culture. Yep. So for new members that are just starting out, what are your top 3 recommendations for them?
Really good question. I would stay very close with the person that enrolled you. If you like them, it's not always the case, but if you like them, then definitely stay close with them and do some 2-on-1 presentations together to really build your confidence up. I would stay very close to the campfire, attend your weekly meetings, attend travel parties. Even if you don't have guests, go there anyway. Learn what that presenter's talking about so that you can get comfortable. Again, as soon as you get enrolled, just get your new rep to do 2 things: book the next training event and book a dream trip too, especially the welcome dream trip, because as we know, no one really leaves once they've taken a welcome dream trip. So just get on that welcome dream trip. And, I don't say this all the time, but if they can't afford a platinum membership and the business, just get a gold membership, but put the rest of the money into the training event, because they're going to upgrade at the training event anyway. They're going to see what it's all about. So, at least get them to do that, because it's going to cut their time where they're going to be away from the business, or they may quit by at least going to a training event so they can really upskill themselves. So, yeah, the first one would be just 2-on-1s with your sponsor. Go to your weekly meetings, and then, really just get to the training and book that welcome dream trip. Like we say it all the time, but guys, you've got to get yourself on a dream trip, because it's so easy to talk about once you've been on a dream trip.
Yes, it's like a definitely seller, yeah? So 2 things: book your next training event and book a dream trip. Yes. So thank you so much for coming online today. We have kind of come to the end. But before we end, let me just run through some other things. So we have heard a lot about going for trainings and trainings and trainings. So what is the next event that is coming up? Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have Yes, okay. So we're going to have the mixed major event. Will actually be View from the Edge in Asia, 23rd to 25th September in Kuala Lumpur, Shah Alam. We sold out 10,000 tickets in less than 3 hours. So although the tickets are sold out, your leaders will definitely have gotten some extra tickets. So those of you who have not booked yourself on this event, please kindly approach your leaders and you'll be able to get tickets from them, yeah? Okay, next up. Okay, the other event that is coming to a country near us, or which we call the regional training event, that is happening on 13th of August in Singapore. We're going to have IMD Raymond as well as Buffy. And in Kuala Lumpur, we're going to have Rainer and Sachin, the youngest IMD in WorldVentures. In Penang, we will be having our first ever Mandarin speaking regional training event by Angelica and Millie. In Hong Kong, we have Fan Hong and Wes Melcher who will be training. In Perth, we're going to have James, our Asia #1, as well as Bill. In Melbourne, we're going to get Max Tay and Shane Anderson, the latest IMD in Australia. In Gold Coast, we're going to have Gary, who's going to train together with George. In Sydney, we're going to get Stravos and Kim. And 1 week later, on the 21st of August, we're going to have Jefferson Santos and Jetto training in Taipei. This is indeed going viral because it's like, one day we have all the regions and all the different countries training at the same time. Yep. So, yes, and our next big team call, we are very honored to be having invited Apple, who is our ex-auditor in the global top 4 companies. She used to work 80 hours a week, just like Jordan was saying just now. However, now she's semi-retired at 32 years old. Don't kill me for revealing your age. I wasn't the one that do the slide, so sorry. She started WorldVentures as a foreigner in Singapore without much friends, but she will be going on the team call on next Sunday for the Mandarin speaking one. She's actually on the RMD trip currently and just celebrated her birthday yesterday in style. Okay, so on 7 August, Sunday, 10 p.m. Singapore timing. This is the webinar ID 198477272 for the Mandarin team call. Next up for next Monday, English team call, we're going to have Director Cassandra Lee, who used to be an ex-real estate top producer, earning her first $1 million previously. However, because of the time that she puts into a real estate business, she actually lost the first 5 years with a child. As a mom, I can understand the pain that if I have to, not spend time with my kid for the first 5 years. And then she actually hit director in 100 days after joining WorldVentures. She always tells us she missed the director bonus by a little bit, but of course she gains lots of friends and the business grows from there. Okay? So next Monday, tune in on the 8th of August. The webinar ID is 182-563-353. Okay? So with that, we have actually come to the end of our team call. Thank you everybody for participating. Thank you very much, Jordan, for staying online and staying awake, sharing with us all your nuggets. I'm sure everybody has learned a lot from here. Thank you. We'll see you around at the next training.
Yes. Thanks, Janice. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Pleasure to have you. Yes, thank you, everybody.